Hello, everybody. My name is Jesus Peña, and today I'm going to talk about one of my favorite books, The Great Gatsby, written by Francis Scott Fitzgerald. This writer once said, "Whenever you feel like criticizing anyone, just remember that all the people in this world haven't had the advantages that you've had." The Great Gatsby, the third novel by Scott Fitzgerald, published in 1925 by Charles Scribner's Son, the editorial. Set in Jazz Age New York, the novel tells the tragic story of Jay Gatsby, self-made millionaire, and his pursuit of Daisy Buchanan, a wealthy young woman whom he loved in his youth. The Great Gatsby is a story about the impossibility of recapturing the past and the difficulty of altering one's future. Jay Gatsby is the mysterious and wealthy neighbor of the narrator Nick Carraway. As the novel progresses and Nick becomes increasingly drawn into Gatsby's complicated world, the reader learns what Gatsby wants: Daisy, Nick's cousin, the girl he once loved; Daisy, brutish husband Tom; class difference, societal expectations, and Gatsby past life's work to thwart Gatsby dream. These are the main characters. Uh, Jay Gatsby, the title character and protagonist who throws lavish parties and dedicates himself to winning Daisy back from Tom. Daisy Buchanan, Nick's cousin, who reunites with lovelorn Gatsby, arousing the jealousy of Tom. Tom Buchanan, Daisy's wealthy husband, who has an affair with Myrtle, but confronts Gatsby about his relationship with Daisy. Myrtle Wilson, Tom's mistress, who feels impression by her marriage to George. George Wilson, Myrtle's husband, who owns a garage in the Valley of Ashes. Jordan Baker, Daisy's friend, with whom Nick becomes romantically involved. And Nick Carraway, the novel's narrator, who facilitates the rekindling of Gatsby and Daisy's romance. Themes of the novel: class, love marriage, and the American dream. Class. In the moneyed world of the Great Gatsby, class influences all aspects of life, and especially love. Myrtle mentions this with regard to her husband, George, whom she mistook for someone of better breeding and hence greater prospects. She said, "I thought he knew something about breeding, but he wasn't fit to lick my shoe." Similarly, Gatsby's pursuit of Daisy is bound up with class. Only after amassing a large fortune does he feel able to make his move. At the end of the book, class dynamics dictate which marriage survives, John and Daisy, which one is destroyed, George and Myrtle, and which one will never come to be, Gatsby and Daisy. Only the most affluent couple pulls through the events that conclude the book. Love and marriage. The ideal of love and marriage are profoundly stained in The Great Gatsby, a book that centers on two loveless marriages: the union between Tom and Daisy Buchanan, and between George and Myrtle Wilson. In both cases, the marriages seem to be unions of convenience or advantage than actual love. Myrtle explained that she married George because she thought he was a gentleman, suggesting she hoped he raised her class status. Daisy nearly backed out of her marriage to Tom the day before her wedding, and Tom had an affair within a year of the wedding. But the couple is well suited because of their shared class and desire for fun and material possessions. He talked a lot about the past, and I gathered that he wanted to recover something, some idea of himself perhaps, that had gone into loving Daisy. Even Gatsby's all-consuming passion for Daisy seems more of a desire to possess something unattainable than actual love. Nick, meanwhile, dates Jordan Baker throughout the book, and though the relationship has its moment of warmth and kindness, both parties generally seem lukewarm and emotionally distant. I wasn't actually in love, Nick recalls, but I felt a sort of tender curiosity. Such tender curiosity may be the closest thing to love in the entire novel. American Dream, the last theme. The American Dream refers to a shared set of ideals that guide the spirit of the United States. These shared ideals include a notion of freedom that ensures all Americans the possibility of upward social mobility, as long as they work for it. Every character in The Great Gatsby draws inspiration for the American dream's promise of wealth and prosperity. At the same time, the novel itself critiques the notion of the American dream. Readers may end the novel wonder if the American dream is actually attainable at all. Gatsby suffered the most from the promise of social mobility inherent to the American dream. He spent his life believing that if he makes enough money and acquires enough possessions, he can transcend his lower class birth and become equal to Daisy and Tom. However, even, even though Gatsby succeeds in acquiring wealth, he is never accepted by the upper class. It's a Gatsby failure. Repercussions. While Fitzgerald considered the Great Gatsby to be his greatest achievement at the time it was published, the book was neither a critical nor commercial success upon publication. Sorry. Reviews were mixed, and 20,000 copies of its first print and sold slowly. The novel was rediscovered a few years later and enjoyed an exponential growth in popularity in the 1950s, soon becoming a standard text of high school curricula. There have been several film adaptations of the novel, most notably a production directed by Jack Clayton in 1974, starring by Robert Redford as Gatsby, and one in 2013, directed by Baz Luhrmann, starring by Leonardo DiCaprio. You see, you see him here. Well, that is all for today. Thank you for watching this video, and until the next time.